Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt like a stranger was staring back? Not because you've changed, but because you don't recognize who you've become after years of trying to be enough for everyone else. Be honest. Have you been bending yourself for people who never even looked back? Have you apologized for things you didn't do just to keep the peace? Have you stayed silent in rooms where your soul was screaming to be heard? You are tired, not just physically. You're tired of questioning your worth. Tired of walking into every interaction wondering if you're being too much or not enough. Tired of shrinking your light so others can shine comfortably. Tired of wondering if you're lovable or just convenient. And yet every time someone leaves, every time you get dismissed or overlooked, a voice inside says, maybe it's you. Maybe you're broken. Maybe you don't deserve better. But what if I told you that voice isn't yours? What if I told you it was planted by a world that profits off your doubt, your silence, your self-neglect? You don't lack beauty. You lack belief in your own radiance. You don't lack value. You lack people who know how to see it. You don't lack strength. You just got used to surviving instead of thriving. This isn't about being a victim. This is about being honest. If you keep chasing their validation, you'll never stop running. If you keep waiting for them to love you right, you'll never feel whole. And if you keep ignoring the aching emptiness inside, you'll keep filling it with things that poison you. They never taught you how to respect yourself. They only taught you how to earn it from others. That ends now. You're not here to be tolerated. You're not here to be a placeholder in someone else's comfort zone. You're here to remember what they wanted you to forget, that you are already enough, already worthy, already powerful. But no one can give you that feeling. You have to build it. You have to earn your own respect, not from them, from you. This video isn't going to feed you pretty words or shallow affirmations. It's going to teach you the truth, the science, the practice, the habits that rewire your brain to recognize what your heart has known all along. You don't need permission to feel whole. You don't need approval to take up space. You just need to remember who you are. And if you're ready, truly ready, to stop begging for love and start building your worth from within, then stay. Because this might be the first real conversation you've had with yourself in years. Here's the truth they never told you. Self-worth was never something you were born without. It was stripped from you, slowly, quietly, repeatedly. Every time someone ignored your boundaries. Every time someone took advantage of your kindness. Every time you were praised only when you pleased others, and punished when you didn't. That's how it starts. They don't tell you you're not worthy. They just reward you for disappearing. Be polite. Be quiet. Be nice. Be useful. Be small. And you followed it. Not because you were weak, but because you were conditioned. You learned that love was conditional. You learned that your value depended on your performance. And most of all, you learned that your needs didn't matter, unless they made someone else comfortable. And now? Now you walk around wondering why you feel hollow. Why you're terrified of setting boundaries. Why you panic when someone pulls away, even if they weren't good for you. Why you feel guilty when you rest. Why you can't look in the mirror without negotiating your worth. Because somewhere along the line, you absorbed the biggest lie of all, that your worth comes from others. That if enough people like you, you'll finally feel whole. That if you keep fixing yourself, they'll finally stay. That if you shrink, soften, submit, maybe someone will love you enough to fill the hole they helped create. But that's not how it works. You can't heal in the same mindset that broke you. You can't find self-worth in people who benefit from your insecurity. You can't feel whole if you keep giving your power away in hopes someone will give it back. The people who truly see you don't need you to prove anything. They don't need you to be perfect. They don't need you to bleed for their comfort. They just need you to be honest. But here's the catch. They can't see you if you can't see yourself. And that's where most people stay stuck. They wait for someone to reflect back the love they never gave themselves. They wait for the external world to confirm an internal truth they've never practiced. You've been living backwards, looking out there for something that only lives in here. And every time someone disrespects you, you take it as proof that you're not enough. But it's not proof. It's a test. A test to see if you've remembered who you are. A test to see if you still need them to tell you what you should already know. And here's the hardest truth to swallow. People treat you how you treat yourself. Read that again. Slowly. People treat you how you treat yourself. If you tolerate disrespect from yourself, the self-hate, the negative thoughts, the emotional neglect, you will tolerate it from others. If you ignore your needs, they will too. If you betray yourself to fit in, they will betray you to feel safe. Because you're teaching them every day. You're showing them how much you're worth by how you speak to yourself, by how you let things slide, by how you abandon your truth to earn a seat at tables that were never built for you. And they will keep taking. Not because they're evil, but because humans mirror what they're given. This is the part where most people shut down. They say it's too hard. They say, but it's not my fault. And they're right. It's not your fault what happened to you. But it is your responsibility to decide what happens next. You've been carrying the weight of everyone else's opinions, trying to be good enough, quiet enough, needed enough. But at what cost? How many years have you lost waiting for someone to validate what you've always had? Let me tell you something raw. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to tell you you matter in a way that makes it stick. You have to decide it for yourself. You have to rebuild from the ground up. And that rebuilding, that choosing yourself, it won't feel like a victory at first. It will feel like grief. Because you're letting go of every false identity you built to survive. The people pleaser, the fixer, the one who never says no, the one who's always okay. Let them go. They were useful once. They helped you survive environments that didn't know how to honor you. But you're not in those environments anymore. And if you are, you don't belong there. Not anymore. Your new life begins the moment you stop arguing with your worth. Not when they finally say sorry, not when someone chooses you, not when the pain magically disappears. Your new life starts when you decide, I don't need to be chosen, I choose myself. I don't need to be enough for them, I'm already enough for me. You don't need to fix anything, you don't need to prove anything, you don't need to be anyone else. You just need to stop abandoning yourself, stop apologizing for your standards, stop negotiating your boundaries, stop explaining your silence. You were not made to be understood by everyone. You were not built to be soft enough for their comfort. You were not born to be everyone's solution. You were born to stand, to see clearly, to choose yourself. And that choosing begins now. It begins with presence, not reaction, not chasing, not proving. You will no longer fight to stay in spaces that insult your soul. You will no longer chase people who leave you confused. You will no longer explain your worth to those who refuse to listen. You reclaim your power the moment you go inward. When you sit with the silence. When you listen to what you've been running from. When you realize the approval you've been begging for is yours to give. So what do? You practice. Every day. Quietly. You build self-respect not with declarations but with decisions. Start here. Write. Not for others, for yourself. Keep a journal. Name what you feel. Name what you need. Don't edit. Don't filter. Just release. Gratitude is not about pretending everything is good. It's about recognizing what hasn't broken you. It's about seeing what still remains when the noise is gone. Each night, write down 3 things, not big things, real things. The way sunlight felt on your skin, the moment you didn't react, the time you said no and meant it. That's self-respect. Choosing what serves you, even when no one's watching. Next, recognize your strength. Not the kind that endures abuse, the kind that walks away from it. Make a list of 5 times you surprised yourself, 5 times you stood up, 5 times you spoke truth, 5 times you healed without applause. You need to remember that you are not fragile. You have been breaking and rebuilding quietly for years. Now it's time to do it consciously. Another practice, kindness, but not the performative kind, not the people-pleasing kind. Random acts of quiet, intentional kindness, not to be praised, but to feel alive. Open the door for a stranger. Send a text you don't expect a reply to. Hold space for someone, not because they deserve it, but because you're strong enough to give without losing yourself. This is how you shift the narrative. From, I'm not enough, to, I have more than I realized. From, please love me, to, I am loving regardless. From, I hope they choose me, to, I choose myself first. Affirmations are not magic, but they are rewiring. Your brain believes what it hears repeatedly, and for too long it's only heard your self-criticism. Change the voice. Softly, but consistently. Say it even if you don't believe it yet. I am not broken. I am not a burden. I am worthy of peace. I am allowed to take up space. Say it in the morning. Say it before sleep. Say it when you're crying. Say it when you feel numb. Say it until your body starts to believe it. You won't wake up transformed. You'll wake up slightly clearer, slightly stronger, slightly more grounded. And that's enough. That's how real power builds. Quietly, daily, internally. This isn't about becoming someone new. It's about coming home to who you were before they told you who to be. You will stop explaining your no. You will stop overthinking your silence. You will stop asking for directions back to yourself. Because you are already here, right now, breathing, hurting, ready. Let them wonder why you stopped chasing. Let them gossip about your silence. Let them feel the weight of your absence. You have more important things to do now. You're learning to respect yourself. And nothing else matters more. From this moment on, you will not ask for permission to exist. You will not shrink for anyone's approval. You will not trade your peace for temporary company. You will not hand over your voice just to be heard. You will walk into rooms like you belong there, because you do. You will speak truth, not to convince others, but to honor yourself. You will be soft when it serves you, and steel when it protects you. This isn't arrogance. This is reclamation. You are not here to entertain their comfort. You are not here to bend, to bow, to bleed. You are here to build a life that reflects who you truly are, not what they tried to shape you into. Let them misunderstand you. Let them call you distant, cold, difficult. Let them fall away. Because people who cannot sit with your wholeness will always beg for your brokenness, and you are done breaking. You are no longer accessible to disrespect. You are no longer a safe space for dishonesty. You are no longer available to those who drain what you've fought to rebuild. You will walk differently now. You will love yourself in silence so powerfully, it echoes in every interaction. You will rest without guilt. You will speak without shame. You will leave when needed and never look back. The version of you that tolerated disrespect is gone. The version of you that questioned your worth is buried. The version of you that begged for crumbs is no longer breathing. In her place stands someone who doesn't flinch, someone who doesn't explain, someone who doesn't chase. Because now you understand, the most powerful form of respect is the one you give yourself. And the most unshakable kind of love is the one you build from within. You are not becoming. You are remembering. Remembering the fire. Remembering the stillness. Remembering the truth. So let the world adjust. Let the noise fade. Let the silence speak for you. From today forward, you will not just be seen. You will be felt. And no one, no person, no failure, no memory, will ever have the power to make you forget again. You've listened long enough. You've nodded in silence long enough. Now, it's time to choose. Not tomorrow. Not when life calms down. Not when you feel ready. Now. Because waiting has never saved you. Only action will. So make a decision, right here, right now. If you're done explaining yourself, if you're done trying to be enough, if you're done giving people more chances than they ever gave you, then leave a comment below. 3 simple words. I choose me. That's it. Not for me, for you. As proof, as a contract, as a signal to every part of your being that you're done begging and ready to rebuild. And if you know someone else who needs this, someone who's been walking around empty, doubting, apologizing for existing, send them this video. It might be the message that turns their entire life around. But you don't need saving. You've already saved yourself by listening. Now go prove it by acting.